There is a dire need for electoral reform and the recomposition of the Guyana Elections Commission by the government, the EU Observer mission told the media on Wednesday.
You may know that our 26 recommendations were made, but out of them 8 were labeled as priority recommendations, which we believe are the most important ones and could contribute to improvement of the electoral process.
That was Alexander Matus, EU Electoral expert, speaking at an election follow-up press conference held at Pegasus Hotel Kingston, Georgetown on Wednesday. In its report on the 2020 general and regional elections, the EU Observer Commission made 26 recommendations for improving elections in Guyana. These include the review and consolidation of the election legislation to strengthen legal clarity and certainty, and launching of a national consultation process to overhaul the composition and functions of the Guyana Elections Commission. The EU in the report noted the bipartisan composition of Gecom, which resulted in excessive polarization, which affects the electoral body's ability to function, it said. These recommendations should be taken seriously, EU Chief of Mission Javier Nart posited.
The way that the Gecom is presented is creating difficulties, and in the meeting of yesterday, it was, let me say, the most important point, and the point that was addressed by so many delegations, so many institutions that were present.
As general elections are slated for 2025, electoral reform must be placed into perspective. The processing of tabulating results and the access of voters' registration needs revamping, the EU official suggested.
Increased transparency in the results process, namely to publish the statement of polls as soon as possible on the Gecom website.
Based on provisions in the Representation of the People Amendment Act 2022, the EU's report outlined new measures that will promote transparency and integrity during the tabulation of votes. Meanwhile, EU legal analyst Anne Malborough also highlighted other areas of focus.
The Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, it still hasn't come into domestic law, so participation rights are not in domestic law. Similarly, the regional and international conventions against corruption have not been translated into domestic law.
Antonia Day reporting for the HEP Nightly News.